Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan has approved a Homeland Security Department request for more personnel at the southern border. Meanwhile, President Trump is about to make another major proposal for what figures to be his main re-election campaign issue: immigration. It involves a new way of deciding who gets in and who does not. Chief White House correspondent John Roberts has specifics tonight from the North Lawn. Good evening, John.
Brett, good evening to you. In addition to his signature issue of eliminating illegal immigration, President Trump is also proposing major reforms to legal immigration. But so far, those proposals have met with as much opposition as his plans to deal with illegal immigrants.
White House staff are expected to deliver to the president next week a plan for merit-based immigration. President Trump insisting that the current system is irreparably broken.
The problem is you have 10 times more people coming up with their families. It's like Disneyland now.
Since the days of the campaign, the president has promoted merit-based immigration, similar to Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. He also wants to eliminate the visa lottery and chain migration. Democrats have fiercely opposed the president, but the White House hopes that may be changing.
We have a number of unaccompanied children skyrocketing, the number of those individuals coming across our border being smuggled and taken advantage of and exploited. And now members of the Democrat Party hopefully are seeing exactly what the president's been talking about and will have a new willingness to help us address it.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senator Chuck Schumer, and other Democrats will be at the White House tomorrow for the first time since January 9th, when President Trump walked out of their meeting on wall funding. Infrastructure is the main topic, but immigration no doubt will come up. Customs and Border Protection is preparing for a massive influx of people now that word has gone out that detention centers are full and people are being released into the United States.
If you come now, and if you come as a family or as an unaccompanied child, you will be allowed to stay. You will be released because our court system is so backlogged and our laws prevent effective repatriation, even if there's no right to stay in the U.S.
Tackling a new problem, Immigration and Customs Enforcement is sending experts in human smuggling to the border to investigate incidents in which migrants pose as parents and children to create a fake family to exploit an immigration loophole. Others are forging documents to claim people are minors when they are actually over 18. And the administration is stealing for another fight with Congress, this time over Attorney General William Barr's Thursday appearance before the House Judiciary. Committee Chairman Gerald Nadler wants staff attorneys to question Barr about the Mueller report after members of Congress have had their turn.
There are valid reasons for wanting to be able to have counsel ask questions. You know, we've seen any number of instances under the 5-minute rule where a witness will filibuster for 4.5 minutes and give a non-responsive answer in the last half minute, and you can't follow up.
The DOJ fired back, not going to happen. In a statement, spokeswoman Carrie Kupek saying the Attorney General agreed to appear before Congress. Therefore, members of Congress should be the ones doing the questioning. He remains happy to engage with members on their questions regarding the Mueller report.
And late this afternoon, the Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein announced that he will be leaving the department effective May the 11th. Back in January, Rosenstein said that he would be resigning after the Mueller report was released. In his resignation letter today, Rosenstein said that the department made rapid progress in achieving the administration's law enforcement priorities. Attorney General Barr, he praised on Rosenstein, saying, quote, "Rod has been an invaluable partner to me during my return to the department, and I have relied heavily on his leadership and judgment over the past several months." Brett?
John Roberts live on the North Lawn. John, thanks.